maybe they are a bit on the newer end, but you know, could make them a bit of this unpredictable force that for a team like Nemiga is also kind of hard to prepare against.
Exactly. And as you said, they've not made changes since Flammers went and joined Gamer Legion. I think it was like May last year. But we're straight into the action here. We saw Nemiga, they had a strong CT side, but T side, I had it described to me as lackluster. So the fact that they get to start out on the CT side, I think is great. But Dust2, it's going to be a fiery one, and immediately the kills come flooding in. One AP's here. That nade hesitates to go out in the smoke for the crossing. Khan's going to jump on up. He spots that no one's come across, and that's a lot of information to work with. And Ken can hear, oh, can't quite find the kill yet. He's just dancing around the bullets. Now the bomb site starts to fall a little bit. Another player on site has been spotted, and Zwei, low health, but still manages to take them down. And this bomb, it's gone down on the other side.
Yeah, that's what happens when you lose early players. You lose that map control and instantly it starts to slip out of your hands. And Team Next Level did a really good thing, you know, they kept the attention, they kept the focus over towards the A-bomb site. And, you know, since they had more people alive, they could easily swift that bomb straight up to B, get a bomb plant, play it safe, and win the round.
Exactly, in the heat of battle and all of the chaos, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to keep a finger on the pulse of everything. And this communication, we've seen it a little bit today from Nemiga. Occasionally, just bits of utility, maybe not called out, and double smokes. Occasionally, looking away at smokes that have been thrown. Xanta going to be taking this fight, goes out, does get one. It is a 1-for-1 trade, but actually, this opening duel, maybe they'll take this a little bit. None of these weapons recoverable. They're mowing each other down to find the picks, but it's a clean sweep here for TNL to convert this.
As we like to see, of course, from the second round. But now Nemiga got the bang on their side. Rifles are kind of going to come out here. So curious to see what this round is going to bring. You know, earlier on, we saw relatively fast-paced aggression down A long, and I see some flashes being thrown here yet again. Let's see what they got in the bag. First player is going out. Ken here on the backup, but his teammate does fall, and the smoke is making things very difficult for Trace to follow.
That it is. They lose the opening fight. Now they've got to reevaluate the whole plan. The smoke's going back out just makes everywhere they look harder and harder. They've just forsaken this B site knowing nobody's there, and now they're swarming through mid. First bit going their way. It's getting difficult though. That smoke's going to cause a little bit of problems for them. Zwei's ahead of it, however, tapping away, spots one behind the boxes. Is able to take a little bit of damage onto Dory. It is eventually traded, but it's Messy Care now taking up the mantle. He's been on an absolute tear, gets two, and has done so much for the team. That bomb still hasn't gone down, but this backup here from Fleerix from afar isn't even needed, to be fair with you.
No. And Team Next Level with that continue their streak, continue to put pressure on Nemiga. And, you know, it's early game here, but so far Team Next Level is relatively convincing, and you know it's good for their confidence as well. They've lost minimal players there, so economy is starting to build for their side as well. And over on the flip side of Nemiga, it's going to be some upgraded pistols to have a little bit extra force. They're going to be stacking over towards A long here, which so far has been quite the favourable spot for Team Next Level. Ooh. Alright, he's not burning alive. He is still in the corner, and he gets two for the price of one.
Buy one, get one free, and he's still going. One more for the ace, and isn't sure where they are, and maybe if you're Zwei, that CZ and your dignity is what you're going to be trying to hold on to here. Maybe an exit pick. But even this is not looking particularly certain. Toying with death in the doors here. Peeks for C... Is he going to peek the CZ? Nope. Oh, it hurts to see, and already pushed up here. They're running it down. Oh, and he gets it. He does indeed. His teammates acting as a distraction there for Ken to come running on. And this is a tough one. just the hyper aggression coming out. The fact that Ken gets 2 there, even back into a corner where they know that he is, burnt down so low by that Molotov. Somehow, I don't know how there was that tiny pocket of air there. I was convinced he was a goner and there was no smoke to save him, but 13-1 in 4 rounds. I was warned about this guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, somebody's living up to the name.
Yeah, take the CZ as a trophy as well.
Alright, this time, no A long aggression. It's going to be a run down straight through the B tunnel. So far, made a bit difficult. Lear and Zwei here try to grab some kills each. And sure, couple trades coming through. Ooh, and if he actually maybe about to make it very difficult. Risky Bob is low on health. And, alright, is going to be going for this bomb plant here. A bit risky. But what do you gotta do? You're all by yourself now. Ooh, they could be lining up. That was a good read to swing to the doors. But the HP not quite in his advantage. And with that, Nemiga are gonna be grabbing their very first round.
They will indeed. I was told about the great things that happen when Khan gets their hands on this AWP. And there we go. We see it put into action as well. Round win. The fact that the bomb manages to go down there is huge. So you're being run down, isolating those fights. There was very much a world there that could have been a round win for TNL. But beautifully played, as you said, unfortunately, just not the HP to really see this one through to the end. But a bomb plant alone, we talked about padding the economy. It's in a really wonderful place for them right now. Flerex has finally got that AWP out because they finally, lost a round and had these weapons dropped and can rebuy. And the timeout being called, I think I like this. You've had something working for you, it's gone wrong. Figure out what that happened in that round to let that slip, patch it, and then hopefully continue your sort of running this down. I like the decoy coming out here from Flerex. Make them think that the AWP is in 2 different locations. It'll be cottoned onto pretty quickly, don't get me wrong, but I like the anarchy and I like the idea in mind.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got to wait and see if that is what it's going to do. He does have it selected. Ooh. Oh, well. There goes the attempt. He just dies instantly over towards suicide and immediately there's nothing you can do. Lose an early player and now how will you recover? Instantly Khan here.
I think he heard the Molotov damage.
Ooh. Could very well be. But is the information going to be enough here? You got to have a game plan. Looks like instantly everyone was sort of again stacked over towards those A-long doors. Now gripping up towards middle. Potential here for a split B if they can get the util down.
Essentially, but Risky Bob ahead of all that smoke is going to cause them a lot of trouble. And so now they've got a decision to make. Do you head up catwalk and brave it? And I think they're planning to here. And Risky Bob can't really do much to contend this. Passes over the information, is just going to go and get ready for that push on Cat. Push on Cat that may actually not be coming. Or at least very slowly.
A bit hesitant it seems. Debating whether to go short. How to deal with that AWP. And now you lost another member of your team. Still not being able to trade. Still kind of stuck with a bomb in towards middle. Looks like flash being thrown for distraction over towards B, while the rest now is marching on towards short. Risky Bob and Lee here ready. First contact yet to be made, but I think footsteps are being heard. Oh, they almost line up perfectly. Risky Bob sure is burning. He's got his teammate right beside him. Great second kill. And with that, a very nice team effort here in Nemiga. They do bounce back. But now 2 rounds in a row for themselves.
Yeah, even if they found a kill there, time was not on their side, potentially, on that. So, it's a difficult one. I don't know about you, that middle of the round felt so disjointed. They lost that opening pick, and then they sort of poked and prodded a little bit, and then they just sort of hung around in mid, waiting for something, anything. They toyed with Cat, and then they didn't. The smoke came through for doors, and they were like, well, we can't do that anymore. And now they're peeking this again. This time it's not Khan on the AWP, but they're still having a look. Smoke off is going to keep them safe, and immediate back off. But back towards long, it worked for them once, and now panicking a little bit maybe, trying to get through the doors, and they're not quite sure how many have managed to get through the smoke here.
Oh, tried to doubles peek. At least they get one, but Eagle still good for a kill. Oh, but here comes the CT force. Khan with a double one as well. And they stand their ground. So, with a single loss, Nemiga can definitely live with that. Slowly getting back into the game, wrecking Team Next Level's economy even further. Obviously, they pretty much had no choice there but to invest. But this time it's gonna be running pretty empty.
Yeah, this round they've got to skimp out a little bit on the weapons and utility. All for the greater good and for the next round, hopefully, Khan. Hoping that maybe they can find another pick in mid. They've been looking for it and they're not this time going to be awarded. Back towards long they go. And it's being suspected, it's been red. A little bit of damage but no kill, but they're desperately trying to back up now. There's a team kill. Oh, devastation. Lear gets 1.5. Technically, I'd say make that 2. Did enough of the work. Team Next Level there. Backing away, trying to run through the doors, and you're being surrounded. The nades go in. 1, 2, 3. Hit the deck. And a lovely round there, albeit against an eco, but completely flawless. And that's exactly what Nemiga need to level the playing field and level the scoreboard.
Almost felt like a game of deathmatch there, running after them with just a pistol in hand, knowing they got the fight anyway.
It's arms race.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then getting a kill with a nade on top of it.
Exactly. Nade kills in arms race. That's, you know, that's what I'm fighting for. That's what I'm petitioning for.
The good old days.
The good old days. Once again, they're backing up 3 towards long. And actually, really nice conditioning coming out here from TNL because they've made them very paranoid. They've overexpended resources over on A, but actually, the passiveness over towards tunnels here has caused them some issues because they've worn out that little bit of a buffer they had to try break onto a weakened site. They're so scared of this AWP here. I don't blame them.
Oh, the double AWP in fact, but Khan has been doing wonders. Kind of switching in between middle as well as A. This time again.
They have Molotov and actually are just going to back away here, hesitating, waiting for the util to come forward. Maybe? Actually, no. Change plan, switch up, light on their toes are they, but they do actually need to start making a move towards the site. Khan, flashbang, falling off the angle, not quite able to kill him on the chase up. Lyrics now very wary that someone's in CT. HE broken open makes him a walking, sitting duck, but no kill. And now 30 seconds, they need to make a move. Lyrics needs to find this pick. Doesn't quite just yet. It's messy. He does find it onto Risky Bob. But now attention turn. Lyrics has to fight on both sides in CT. 20 seconds and Xanta's cleared up on site. And this bomb nowhere near. 15 seconds. And I think this one's over.
Yeah, absolutely. Cam maybe is able to get a kill here. Not even. Wait. Stands tall. And Nemiga just continue to completely bully Team Next Level here. Had a good start, but now Nemiga has kind of found their weak points. That mid-game again being a bit awkward, not really sure how to break onto a side, having very little control over the map. And with that, Nemiga can just continue to abuse all that pressure that they've got and make them scared.
Yeah, that they are indeed. One thing they had working hasn't, but this is good for Nemiga. We talked about how earlier their CT side was really strong, but their T side was lacking a little bit. So they're really relying on getting the rounds in now. And Khan looking in mid. Doesn't see anything just yet. Actually, just so much info that he alone has here. A game of timings. Here's the jump. Plucks Doi out of thin air. Smoke to back off as well, so he is not going to get traded. This has become a problem for TNL, is that they're just being picked off with absolutely no reprise. Flashbang, they're just going to go through the smoke here, I think.
Ooh, are they confident enough? Sure, players are blinded. Now traded as well, but now you're kind of stuck. Those flashes are not effective anymore, and I guess with numbers, you gotta make the difference. Still though, it's a 2-on-3. Still enough time. Oh, they try and hope with that player through the smoke that it could work. Sure, the nade will now tag up Car, but it still is a 1v2. It's tricky. Do you go for a fake plant here? No one is peeking actively just yet. Oh, and now you're stuck with a nade in your hand. This is very awkward. Onic goes for long range, but gets decapitated by Diego. Has a nade thrown in his face as well. And Nemiga yet again make it work.
It was the underhand throw made it all look like it was happening in slow-mo there. But yeah, difficult one. The fact that he lives and manages to peek back, but continues to throw the smoke. Difficult situation to end up with. That flank really needed to find at least one. And if it had, you know what, I think it would have been round over. TNL win very quickly from that. But alas, not how the cookie crumbled today. This time aggressive once again in mid, and they're going back to long, and what worked, hyper aggressive. They get themselves out, they find the opening pick. They know that Lee is here, tag them up. They're desperately trying to get out of the position, so focused on the player behind the smoke that they forget that somebody else already out, and now trapped behind walls once again. Lovely flick there. That's a little bit messy there.
Yeah. And now you blink, and suddenly Nemiga has won 7 rounds in a row. Tactical timeout now, as we approach that final round of the half. Again, Team Next Level had a solid start, but afterwards it seems like they have run out of ideas. And honestly, my bet would just to be maybe going very aggressive.
It's
kind of try to maybe catch Nemiga off guard here.
That's what I'm thinking, because the rounds they've been winning have been off the back of Ken's hyper aggressive entries and ridiculous multi-kills, right? And you see, once he's slowed down, they're not finding these rounds. He's not finding the entries. You've got some of these players on the you've got 3, 3, and 5 on some of these players for kills going into the half, right? And yeah, on the flip side, Risky Bob's got 3, but they've also got 7 rounds in a row. It's all about the context. So I think going hyper-aggressive and setting up Ken for these entries has to be what they do. But the flash is immaculate. Ken goes down, and now the rest of the team over on B, but they're ready for this. They've seen the bamboozle before. And now the smoke goes down, and Zwei is just going to sit here and wait. And look, they push through long. They have so much information. They see nothing in mid. They have nothing on A. They know they're all here, and they're all going to line up. It's a lot of damage, but only 1 kill. There's still 1 more on site, though. Taken down, and suddenly this round, very, very messy.
Yeah, the information was there, only the firepower, not quite. But still a chance here for Nemiga to flip this around. Lee here wrapping around, but angle accounted for. And now all the eyes are up on the window. And if he certainly has the right idea. And how are you going to be entering? You don't have a flash. You just got to go in and walk in dry. Good attempt for a second, not just quite. And with that, we've got a very close half. 7-5.
one round at the end of the half to stem the 7-round bleed that was Nemiga's streak. Can they pick this back up and try swing this map in their favor once again? Xanta with an opening pick. It's immediately traded, and both of these teams come swinging into the second half.
Swinging quite literally with those dualies in hand, trying to push top middle, having an idea that there is a player right behind, and yes, they will grab him, but at what cost? Because at this moment, it is Nemiga that is already planting that bomb, and also with Darby there being pretty low, it's got to be tricky. There's no kid on board either, so time will be of the essence to make this retake work. Well, I guess with 2 kills under your belt, you've got it going. Only Sway now, and it's actually coming in from quite a prime position. Only problem being that bomb is not planted for sure at all, and his teammates are helping him guard. With that, it is a pistol round yet again for Team Next Level.
Indeed it is. That makes them 2 for 2 in the series right now, which is always a good way to go. But this is going to be a really vital round for them to win that conversion, and with a bomb plant, Nemiga, they can force into this with a fairly hefty buy, and Team Next Level might be susceptible to this. We've seen them struggle a bit. Xantar on the scout. Down mid, I'm hoping. I've never seen a shot like this miss, so... turns out there's not going to be a shot. Okay, the opening scout shots, it's the worst way to start a round. They're starting to filter down mid a little bit, and Team Next Level, they've not heard anything on all of the extremities. They've got to have a bit of a clue here, playing to retake that mid space. Okay, smoke goes out, heading potentially over towards that B site. Now, Khan's already through the doors, has a little bit of cover from Risky Bob, and there is Dewey on the other side of this. Hoping maybe someone's going to jump up and present an opportunity for an opening pick, but alas, not going to be the case. And now, suddenly a lot more danger for them should they want to try split this site, but I think they're just going to be heading up Catwalk, and Dewey's not heard anything. There's a gap there.
Right, now 45 seconds. Gotta have to make a move. And yet again, gonna be walking up a short. Alright, first kill is a fact. And so far it seems to favour the CTs here. 1 player advantage. Not quite anymore. As Khan is ready to clean everyone right up. Only onic that is left. Creeping through that smoke. Head now spotted, and with that, a lot of information obtained. It's a good nade, honestly. Only a slither of damage onto Risky Bob before he gets rid of him. And with that, Nemiga does bounce back. 8 to 6, still very, very close.
Is indeed a little bit of a tricky one there. It is going to put money in a very uncomfortable spot. But, you know, good initiative from both teams. Pretty solid there. Just, there's been so many little things that have been adding up for them as well. And Team Next Level, this was the side I was expecting them to run away a little bit with. Nemiga, they struggled on their T side. Now, onic, quiet from them so far this series, but one straight away through the smoke. That's going to help. Is going to eat the nade to the face, and a second one. Why don't you? Still alive, however, and has crawled teammates over, but they're starting to crawl away a bit. I like this pressure elsewhere they've got from Xantar, just holding the line back in their spawn, giving them the option to rotate potentially if they need to. Actually, they're gonna shimmy and slide through mid.
Alright, attempt for a fight here. Ooh, very nasty double dink there. And immediately, Risky Bob continuing to put that pressure up on those CTs. They've lost a player. Actually, they have one low as well. So they need to be a bit careful. But Sway's like, you know what? Guys, I got this. I'm gonna just entry and you guys will follow.
Exactly. Now, Ken left all by their lonesome with not really much to do here. Long range with the MP9 is not the most fun day that you'll ever have. But player these approaching, low HP. And this one, very difficult. You're going to be looking just to save this because that MP9 is all you are going to have going into this next round, realistically. And yeah, the loss bonus is going to start racking up, but CT loss bonus in and of itself is not going to support you. Risky Bob is going hunting for this, and I like that they're taking the initiative, really trying to hammer home the point here. Actually, may potentially cross paths if Ken gets a bit too overeager to find a consolation prize. Ooh. Yeah, there you go. It's messy, but MP9 at that range is... You'd be better with a Negev from that range, I'll level with you. Goated weapon. But yeah, difficult round there. Nemiga, they're really starting to establish this sort of lead. And as you'd want as well on your opponent's map pick, and actually a map that Team Next Level, they've had some wins against some good teams. We talked about how it's not even really a David versus Goliath situation here. This is like, David is tiny, yeah, minuscule, has never played on a stage this side. Nemiga, we've seen them in so much recently. They are one of the teams that has ended so many teams' major runs in recent years as well. But this time, Nemiga, they're standing strong. I was a little bit worried, but actually seeing how they're handling business right now. 10 rounds, they've established a lead, they've established a little bit of pocket money. And Team Next Level, it's going to be difficult to claw their way back into this. We've seen how they struggle against the momentum. They've not really been able to find a foothold that worked for them on this side, like they did with Long over on that T side.
Yeah, you know, at the beginning of this best of 3, we were both a bit worried. Ooh, this is fascinating. Standing on top of one another.
I like it.
No one, though, quite visible for them just yet. But the idea is there. And again, Nemiga trying to spice things up a bit. And I would say in comparison to the T side of Team Next Level, they're a bit more proactive. Whereas, you know, sort of along the line, Team Next Level was a bit... Things were just running a bit still. Running out of ideas. But who knows what's going to happen to this round. Team Next Level did grab an opening pick here over towards B tunnels, and immediately Nemiga shifted away. Didn't quite dare to commit to the B bomb side, and so far things have gotten a bit more default, spread out across the map. See where you can get an opener, where you're granted a bit of extra space. So far, Team Next Level is very quiet.
Yeah, they've been finding all of these picks based off solely just people walking into them. As you said, Team Next Level's defense hasn't been proactive. They've been sitting on their hands a little bit. I don't want to say that they're scared to take these initial fights and swing these opening angles, but they definitely haven't been going for them. They line up for Dory, who's just on an absolute tear this round. 4 in the round. Unfortunately, not quite the ace for them, but beautiful nonetheless, and really a confidence boost that they need. They saw 7 rounds in a row leak to Nemiga after their initial run in the first half. This time, they're not quite going to let it get to that point this time. Stop the snowball before the avalanche hits. But yes, they need to find something off the back of this here, because again, the state that their money's in at the moment is so unstable.
Yeah, it's quite scary. Oh, I love this. Look at the CT aggression.
We talked about how they weren't doing it, and then immediately we are delivered.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pay off, but the idea again is there.
But it's gotten to back off at least.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they are not going to be risking or taking too much of a risk there with staying too long, them maybe having a bit of a smoke advantage. So I get that they went to back off, but with that, it slowed Nemiga down also quite a fair bit. They have to regroup, rethink, and I guess, well, maybe with this, now they're going to be picking up the pace. Xanta with an opener here over towards A. Billy will throw in additional utility, try to cross towards the side, which he can do safely. Ooh, able to actually stay.
Nice smoke out there. I like the HE to part it. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get the job done, but Xanta through the smoke finds another. And I think this is going to be something that we see is the difference in utility usage and in the timings. That's been one, is that Nemiga have been able to find the most minuscule of opportunities to get into places that Team Next Level aren't expecting. And and really just sort of coil the wire around from behind them. And yeah, this round is unfortunately not really anything up for contest. Saving your guns potentially, but even then they've gone hunting, and actually Gunfire is going to let off the location, but also gone unchecked there.
Yeah, honestly, you know, for Team Next Level, it's not quite worth going for a hunt here.
No.
They wish they could, but at this moment you gotta save every weapon you've got, every bit of money. Gotta go for the long run here in order to stop Nemiga and try and take your own map pick, because at the end of the day, Dust2 has been picked by Team Next Level. And now, final timeout now for them to use. Try to really get all the heads to face the same direction again.
Yeah, difficult one here as well. As you said, final timeout. They used them quite early on the moment the round started hemorrhaging in the first half. And now if they do manage to claw this back, they've got nothing left unless this goes overtime in the OT department. So they have to have had a pretty deep and meaningful conversation, you know, evaluate the meaning of life in that short 30 seconds there. But back we go. Really stacking up on the nades here. So something clearly in mind. We hesitant to peek this as well, but needs to back up Ken. They're going aggressive down mid. We've seen it work for them before, but unfortunately Dory not quite able to cover, and they go 2 for 1 in the opening duels. And a bit of damage done onto Dory as well. Niffy has to try find a way out of here safely. They know that he's hiding, but the utility comes raining down, and he has got to move, and he's got to move now. Stands to try fight instead of evacuating, loses his life, and now Khan waiting, hoping someone rears their head. Everyone's down below, but they've got such a great advantage here. And a minute on the clock. They could just choose to head elsewhere if they wanted to, but they're choosing not to stand and... well, they're choosing to stand and fight though.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly because Team Next Level is still provoking them, and it's going to be very tough, you know. Again, they get mollied in the same car position. And Team Next Level, it seemed like they were very desperate to try and turn around.
Has he come around long?
Yeah, that's fascinating. But to be fair, it's going to be a long way for him to shift all the way to site. By that time, Nemiga could definitely cross and set up for post-plant position. So, timing is going to be everything because... alright, there we go. Nemiga's running now, throwing in util towards short. That's the sound cue. onic already knows they are far gone. Smoke is up. No way to deny that bomb plant. And now it's going to be the post-plant game action. And Khan is ready for it. Grabs that 12th round. And Team Next Level still empty-handed.
Exactly, that's a difficult one, especially when it's been so long since you last saw that player on site. You've got to have had an idea that they could have made it all the way round there, because they'd gotten to site, they'd thrown their util, it all worn off, and they hadn't heard or seen anything at all. So you immediately get that bomb down, you have a look and a shift towards long, knowing that there's any possibility they could be there. Can't go for that opening pick again, on top of the player head. Not gonna find it, but actually both of them dancing with death here.
Noise being made mainly purely as a distraction, but Dewey is maybe keen to give it a bit of a look in.
There wasn't much util to begin with, and what they did have has been bled dry. And losing the player advantage, this is all starting to spiral pretty quickly for them as well. Ken posted up, such a star in those opening couple of rounds, just hasn't been able to find the same sort of flow state since, and Risky Bob having a look, trying to make the jump up. Isn't actually going to be contested there. The smoke actually going to be helping out. Throws the Molotov over to his teammate, and Dory getting ready. Spots ahead, gets a dink off as well, and now moving on forward. Spots the bullet. He's trying to get ahead of this, get the jump, expecting them not to have him push this. Finds the pick, goes untraded, goes for a second and finds it, and suddenly a lifeline in this round. The rest of his team is going to have to step up as well. Nemiga sort of trapped now, all together in an island on the middle, but no footsteps closer towards site, and Niffy is approaching. Timing
is gonna be everything. Oh, well, that's the sound cue. And And sure, a trade has come through. Ooh, it's a bit awkward with that reload. Sway able to escape. Still though, a bit of a health advantage. Well, maybe not quite anymore. Niffy will burn in the barbecue. Gets a kill for free though. And Sway will try to get that frag. And now timing again. It's a couple of seconds. Nate looks good. And it is perfect. Niffy will deny that. But man, again, it is so incredibly close.
I'm on the edge of my seat there. No HE there, that could have been a completely different round. But as you said, time to perfection. There wasn't really anywhere else that they could plant. Needed to plant safe with very limited time. So beautifully read there. And they keep hanging on. Still 4 needed, and their money hasn't been in an amazing place. But if we have a look here, round win here, take away the weapons. Potentially Nemiga might be in trouble in the money department if this keeps up. Niffy runs on through, gets ahead of the smoke, doesn't see that Lear is already passed, but so many bullets coming his way, there's nothing to do but back off. Ken's found one, super aggressive down mid once again. And now sort of hovering around the doors, not entirely sure what to do here.
Now resources are starting to run dry here for Nemiga. Oh, CT is continue to get aggressive. Push really deep on A long, so that's a lot of control for them.
Door smoked off. They've heard nothing towards tunnels, although they've got no information actually any further down. So maybe a little bit worried, but mid, they've got it covered, and now it's just a waiting game for them. They're going to hear the util go over and maybe have a little bit of an idea. Ken's actually going to back onto the B site. They're going to realise a little bit quickly, not quite the final destination. Seconds, last minute pop. There's only one on site here. They do have Flerex up long. And there's no smoke to try block that line of sight. Could be huge here. Ken, actually, are they going to spawn him? All he has to do is tuck in and wait for a second. Jumps out the last minute, but the kill is stolen. Risky Bob does find one. Actually in a lovely position to go for a bit more, but time here has to try plant. Taps, baits it out. They've both found picks, and now it's just onic. The bomb goes down, and in a matter of seconds, a round that looked like it could be theirs, and it's all over. The map is done. And TNL, it looked like a good round, but alas, their map pick falls into enemy hands.
Absolutely. I mean, Khan and Xanta there did a phenomenal job in general on that map. Really trying to lock down their opponents, and honestly
get a really good lead going into this. I think maybe we'll edge this one out, but it's all to play for, and that's the best kind of Counter-Strike, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we can guess, we can analyze, but it needs to happen in the server. I think Nemiga definitely got a bit of an upper hand when it comes down to confidence. They had that massive win streak over towards half one over on the last map, which I feel like definitely sort of like pull the switch on Nemiga. We could see them playing very aggressive and confidently. And yet again, this push from Risky Bob. I guess risk it for a biscuit at the moment, though. Oh, he could be getting so much info. That's one kill. Needs to be careful. Has the backup here of Khan. Actually able to get a kill, but now trades in return. Both of them fall. Sway may be able to at least get one more back, make things even yet again. But what is Nemiga going to do with all that pressure? Yeah, they're going to be swarmed very soon here over towards this A-bomb site. Xanta will fall, and bomb will be planted.
Indeed, it will. Bomb goes down. They've lost the advantage here. Zwei's going to come out. The white swing actually going to do nothing but hurt. Low on bullets is the only reason that this fight lasts as long as it does. But Lear there, and I jinxed it. I said I expect them to keep winning pistols, but actually, Nemiga, they've decided it's their map pick. They humoured TNL enough on the first map. And at this time, they're going to get the head start that they need. Now, the conversion round is going to be an interesting one. Both of these teams today have had a habit of stealing away that second round, especially after a T-side bomb plant. So this is anyone's game still, but Nemiga, they're going straight up into those A1Ss.
But Team Next Level is going to bring the heat for themselves as well. Of course, that bomb plan definitely weighing into this decision, I assume. So we even got an AK in the mix. Bit of util. So definitely don't count them out just yet, because they got a lot chunk of firepower. Now, that's not a nice start. Immediately losing half HP.
Yeah, difficult start indeed.
Bit of noise made.
Just gonna wait here. Xanta gonna keep approaching this. I think maybe seeing how much util the back away is, right? Can't exactly see where he's going, but does fall off. Not quite sure where to go to because he is fully blind and has been most of this round. Ken is ahead of everything. You see people hiding and running around corners. It's a little bit risky to go running around that, and actually he's gonna pay with his life. His teammates not quite able to trade immediately, but they run away with this, with the bomb and with the player advantages, but limited on health on a couple of these players. And still not being able to recover any of those weapons.
No, not quite. And actually, there was a very good early read from Risky Bob up on that rotation. But now with him falling, things get a bit tricky. That bomb is actually still over, or is already over towards B. But his teammate not quite there, and Zwei able to get a double kill. So now it is only FleerX here, up with 7 HP. Definitely a heavy advantage, and the head needs to be tapped in order for FleerX to still have a shot, and it's not going to happen. That's a some lovely anchoring stuff here from Zwei on that B-bomb side, and with that, Nemiga find that conversion.
Yeah, I think Zwei played it lovely there, but definitely standing on the shoulders of giants. None of those players had any health to work with coming into this. But as you said, beautiful anchor work. You've got to have somebody that you can depend on, even when the kills are so easy to get there. Just somebody that you trust. But they do manage to convert this. It got a little bit scary. We'd seen these rounds go the other way, but this time, no such case to be made. And this is a full buy coming out from Team Next Level. It doesn't particularly look like it when you have a look at the pistols, but when you see the utility they're packing here, there's clearly some sort of a plan brewing here. It looks like they're just gonna head for a full AXX. They've got Niffy holding canals with this Deagle. And this is going to be absolutely crucial. Anything comes flooding through there now could disrupt the whole plan. Took out the smoke. They're going to use this opportunity to go forward. Leah hiding backside with the SMG. Molotov and forced into the fight. And actually, it all lights up blue. And in the blink of an eye, only onic is left. And so far removed from the situation, that bomb is dropped in the middle of enemy territory. So,
yeah.
Now it's go down with a kill and maybe one for the cause. But unfortunately, even that's not sure. Risky Bob. Star player last round. First kill of the map on this side, but nice one to pick up. And money for Team Next Level, especially after a force buy like that going so catastrophically wrong, is not going to be amazing. And they're still trying to push this.
A couple deals here invested into.
Yeah. Gotta find something though, and I have a feeling that Nemiga, they're just gonna tuck themselves in. They're not gonna let these fights be taken.
No, absolutely not. Well, Card essentially is in for a treat, maybe. 2 players heading his way. First head spotted, dinked, and deleted. One more. Also found. Gonna be forced away with that incendiary. Connor's just on a mission to hunt down a bit of extra cash. Will be decapitated himself now though. But immediately look at the reinforcements that are gonna come. They are not backing down. They want all the kills for themselves.
I was a little surprised that opening pick that they were both there and holding the angle, but you just watch your teammate get taken down and don't even bother peeking, forced away by the Molotov as well. So he does have a kill, and there is an MP9 on FleerX, but it needs to be this fight here. Zwei is waiting for it. Maybe if you can get the drop on him, but as he tucks away round the corner here as well, just spots out the corner of his eye, takes him down. That bomb gets dropped, and now Doi, 1 kill, a deagle, and absolutely nothing else to show. Has to either pull off a miracle, maybe you can try get towards the site and pick somebody else off, but this is all just risky and not even being subtle about it. Lear, all he has to do is sit and wait for the footsteps, isn't cleared. And yeah, 4 in a row for Nemiga.
Yeah, so again, early start looks strong, only now it is for Nemiga. Seemingly still thriving off of that momentum off of Dust2. But Team Next Level finally able to have a solid buy. Orb in the hands of Flearex as well. What is their approach going to be? So far, seems pretty straightforward, very much default action. Bit of util dumb towards B, and now the majority on towards middle to try and fight. onic will be chipped. A bit of damage away, still standing, able to trade his teammate, but Santa is able to keep the numbers in Nemiga's favor, hoping for maybe a slither more. Shoulder spotted, and the spray down with the final bullet of the mag is going to be ending Flearex's life.
That last bullet is always magic. Ken's found 1, and he was such a front runner for the openings that gave them that initial boost over on Dust2, but this time it's a very difficult game. That bomb is dropped in the middle of nowhere. He's got no supportive teammates, and if anyone could do it on his team, it would be him, but they know where he's coming from. They've got eyes trained on this. They've got the AWP barrel pointing that way, and it's a tough one. Nemiga's being very proactive with their defense there. They're going for these opening fights and they're swinging it, and that's something that we didn't really see Team Next Level doing on their side. And what was working for them over on the T side is they were just abusing long, but they were running out, they were swinging, they were taking these heavy fights and just relying on sheer individual firepower. But they're not really doing that as much here. I'd love to see them get confident, get a little bit cocky. You are the major underdogs here, but you got here for a reason. You got to show off a little bit.
So what do Team Next Level need to do differently? Got money again at the bank. Maybe not the most util. Like, again, we saw, like, mid-aggression in last particular round, but it feels still a bit disconnected. Still opportunities for Nemiga to trade, even get multiple picks because all of them are a bit isolated.
Indeed, lovely nade there. Actually, it doesn't go deep enough to do a whole world of damage, but the second one will. Forces the fight, takes him down, gets ready for the second, but Dory's going to find it. Zwei really needed here to find these kills to alleviate the pressure, but actually goes down, and suddenly this side, they can crunch upon it. Leah does manage to hold at bay these players, and Khan in the meantime's found the equalizer, and actually now they just have to back off a little bit here, but trapped in connector, goes down. And suddenly disjointed once again, trying to recover this round, and the bomb is on Onic's back, but where do you go from here?
That was honestly a very cocky play. I have to admit, Leah just standing in the middle of the site, not a single piece of utility covering for either angle, but just being so confident that onic here with the bomb is not going to peek and he can safely stand there, go for that fight over towards water, get it, and there we go. They can finish off the round. Easy and almost without a scratch. Things look solid. And like, again, in the middle of the round, you think it can still go either way, but Nemiga in their minds, they know exactly where they're at. They know exactly how Team Next Level is going to be playing the remainder of the round. They get scared. They get maybe too passive, and Nemiga just continues to put that pressure on. They crumble. And here we go. 6-0.
Yeah, they're forcing into this one again. Upgraded pistols and a lot of utility, and they've already lost any advantage at the half. Now running down Zwei, lines them both up, and actually there's a little bit of team damage in the mix, but we talked about individual stepping up, and this is what we need, but it needs to be a bit more. Still 2 Tech 9s, Liz running on over, but is held off by the smoke, but has the cover from his teammates. I say that, actually there's a smoke block in the way, so this time is just going to tick down. Xanta chipped away, but they're all cowering on site. There's no real way for them to escape here. They have to stand and deliver. Molotov goes in, forces the fight, but Niffy wins it. Lear trying to capitalize off the back whilst attention is distracted and drawn elsewhere. They know where the last 2 are, but time is getting short. Dancing with bullets. They do take down Ken, and they have to just hop on this now. They get the first, pull off the attention, but they have to come off the defuse, and it's going to be close, but I think they've got it.
Oh, Lord, that is almost too close for comfort. But again, it feels calculated. The way he just flicked over towards a main to grab that final kill as soon as his teammate fell. Almost magical. Really, really well done. And again, you have to be super quick, make very split-second decisions. And he did it. With that, 10 kills, 2 deaths. Sway as well, 11 and 3. Things are looking solid for Nemiga. And again, Team Next Level get close, but they couldn't quite finish the job.
You know the game's going good when you've got the org out. Now Risky Bob goes for the fight. Actually, Flurex finds the 2nd kill of the round, takes a bit of damage on the exit, hoping for the punish on the reaggress, but isn't able to get it. It is found eventually by Dory up top. Nade bounces back. The clipping is unfortunate, and now just has to sort of head down in shame and run back away and regroup with his team. But finally an advantage bought for Team Next Level. As Ken approaches connector, is going to clear it out slowly, but there's still 2 on this site that they have to deal with, and it's moments like this that they've started to choke a little bit. And all eyes are trained on Ken.
Uh-oh. Mistakes were made, walking in, not anticipating a player to be there. And with that, surely this should be the first round for Team Next Level planned going through. And there we go. Final kill found. Con is on a bit of a roll for himself as well. On to 7 kills. Sure, not quite at the level maybe as Nemiga's yet, but finally finding a bit of form back again. And the first round is a fact. Only question is, can Team Next Level recover and maybe get to 5 rounds, similar in the way Nemiga bounced back and had that streak of their own over on Dust2. Would be nice, especially, I mean, with technically Anubis being T-sided, but, you know, I've seen some teams who are definitely stronger over on CT instead. But you want to have as much wiggle room as you can.
Indeed. Talking of wiggle room, Fleerax and Onic don't have much room left on the health bars. They have got to be very careful now. And that is going to cause them potentially to be even more passive than we've seen them thus far. And now, lovely Flashbang's going to force them off of this. And they're still going to go for the fight in the peak. And it is going to go Nemiga's way. Going for some more. They spot the AWP. It's a missed shot. Now desperately trying to chip them away with the nade. It's not going to work as he rotates back through spawn. Trying desperately to avoid any peeking eyes. And over towards A, where they bought a little bit of space towards main, but immediately taken down as Xanta gets both and suddenly stuck in mid. We've seen these mid rounds disjointed and unsure what to do at the best of times, but at least you have the bomb. You've got no health and limited util. And Onic, not sure how to cross this, does find a little bit of timing in mid, but Risky Bob is ready for it. And now, Fleerax, even saving here is looking difficult. Xanta just pre-firing every corner. And you've got to be scared. You can hear the footsteps of your Fleerax. Missed shot and it's all over. I say missed shot, actually. Sorry, got the kill onto Risky Bob behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly you blink with your eye. And Nemiga's just
I'd
back
hope you'd blink with your eye.
on track. Yeah, that would be...
I don't know what she'd blink with.
Yeah, I don't think if you... Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea if you're not gonna blink. That is gonna hurt your eyes, especially looking at a screen all day. But let's hope that Nemiga does do that. because otherwise it's going to be a painful match. Maybe that's why they want to end things so quickly.
Well, they made a bet that they wouldn't blink for the whole game. Staring contest. Yeah. Not the round to do it in, but they do have the opening pick. Leah pushed up, and maybe they're not quite suspecting it. And they aren't. They do go 1-for-1 here. Dewey, though, immediately getting revenge. Xanta needs to step up in a big way again. We've seen this guy huge on defending this site. Somehow away with his life, running out of bullets and out of health here. And now, Zwei, last left alive. Know where he is now. That nade is going to give away all of the information. And it's going around the world to meet Dory and try find maybe an exit, trap them on this site. But unfortunately, one man alone, there are so many other options for escape. So, sit and wait. This is nice from Team Next Level to find themselves another. Even going 8-4 here, if they can secure the next 2 rounds after this, I'm still going to be hesitant.
I am certainly scared. Things right now, you know, this is kind of just a slither of hope trying to cling on to, but Nemiga certainly seems to be continuously, you know, putting a lot of pressure, especially when it comes to all the little mind games upon Team Next Level. So a little bounce back is certainly not going to be enough, yeah. So 4 is honestly, I think, a must if they want to bounce back and have to.
Don't get me wrong, it's not over till it's over, but also this is certainly not favourable. I'm a firm believer, you know, the underdog story, the comeback's always on until that defeat sign hits the top of your screen. And actually, they've already managed to burst all the way onto site. The gamble stack on the other side, and I think they've probably figured this out pretty quickly, and now they've just got to get ready for wherever the onslaught may come from. And it's going to be Canals. And now Leah, unsuspecting, runs directly face first into onic bullets. If he gonna take down Xanta, and now it's just going to be a matter of picking them off one by one. Actually, do take down Dory, but onic ready and waiting to recover any weapons they might try and recover, steal away. But none of them have dropped anywhere near.
Yeah, trying to win that fight with a USB in hand. Challenge failed. And now 3 rounds on the board for Team Next Level. Final round of the half here, going to be pretty equal. Orb actually coming back out for both sides. So let's see who've got the last word.
Indeed. Right. Seems like they're going heavy mid. I like this. It's only really Leah lying in wait there. Sorry, they dropped down into canals. That's my bad. That's why holding the line and the whole team is having a rave on this site. It's going to be a difficult one to get through the choke point as Leah finds the first, and they're starting to line this up. The smoke grenade's going to make it so much harder. And actually, the fact that Khan's not seen anything else anywhere else on the map, they are just going to move him on over. And the kills come flooding in. Just Fleerax left now. Here's the jump, and is that going to mean anything?
No, not quite. But still, this is going to be such a hard entry. Try to make this work with an orb. Ooh, head spotted, but nope. That is enough time for Leah to finish that off. It is 9-3, and Nemiga is super dominant.
Insurmountable odds to be here, an insurmountable round difference that they have to try claw back to continue their run in IEM Dallas. Team Next Level, this is a must-win pistol. They won both on the first map. Can they make it a third to keep clinging on? And Nemiga form is looking impeccable. They want to really drive the point home.
Spotting a player that is information so far. Maybe playing it safe. Just smoke him off. And immediately try and make a run for it. At the same time, though, is exactly where you want to go. There is 3 players all there awaiting you. Instead, yeah, they will back off. Is the timing going to be enough, though? Because, Niffy hoped to maybe catch them off guard, and instead, alright, opening found. Nemiga may be on the way to continue to punish, but still being a player down, it's not going to be an easy fight.
The drop down from Canals there, Niffy was in such an amazing position, but unfortunately the hunting pack, 3 versus 1 is not exactly a favourable or fair fight. Dory, hiding behind the pillar, might be in for a little bit of a fright when he peeks his head out and somebody's there. Fleerax has to continue to keep his teammates safe, but attention has been drawn away now by the main players, and Risky Bob runs on in, turns back around, and Fleerax everywhere he looks is another head, and unfortunately body hits the floor, bomb goes down. And now, onic and Ken, they have to pull off something amazing.
Spotted, noise made, and I think now both of them have been spotted. Ooh, but that's a very nice tap from onic. Hopes for more. Xanta instead will say no. Hopes to finish the job himself, and he will. With that, it is double digits secured. Pressure continues for Team Next Level as that gap just gets bigger and bigger.
Xanta has been the undertaker that has put in so many important rounds in the grave for Team Next Level. Also, Ken has just solidified himself amongst some of my top players. Oh, and he sold it. Oh, I was really hoping for that. I was like, it's a bit of an interesting map, and I wouldn't actually, suggest anyone play the Mag 7 probably on Anubis, but I really like the initiative for a second, but now this round I think it's all over. The lucky charm is gone.
That is tough. The amount of damage already dealt and need to follow it up. Oh, everyone's clinging on for dear life.
Swy carefully and silently dropping on down, and the player that's there to greet him is low health. Niffy is going to fall. And a back away once again. I like this. A little bit of a tease here and there, but they're not overly committing to it as well. It keeps Team Next Level guessing. They have that player rotating over, and actually, if Xanta wanted to have a little bit of a look, he'd find that site may be quite empty right now. It's slow. It's quiet. Then start moving now.
Yeah, the time is certainly getting lower. Leah is just here on the way to clear out the site, maybe get a bit of information. And with that, they know it will be clear. And look at that bomb retreating. Sure, there's low time, but they know A is completely empty. So with this, they go to safe route, go all the way around. 20 seconds though, but surely this should be an easy plant. Team Next Level have pretty much no choice but to stick together. because otherwise they just simply don't got a shot at this round. And now, bomb has been planted. There's nothing you can do. Oh, onic actually will fall to his way as he is still on the hunt. Needs to be a bit careful. Goes for the reload. Spray down, not quite. Are we able to get another one? Actually, an upgrade there. So who knows? But Gazanta instead will be on the money farming duty. Again, good for one kill. Not quite for both.
They want this Galil so badly. They are chasing this. There we go. Takes him down. Completely forsake the bomb site, knowing that there's no danger to it whatsoever. But yeah, this is a little bit of a tough watch. Team Next Level, they'll have a bye this round. I can't promise you guys it'll be anything spectacular. We've seen them do some cool stuff with weaker buys, but unfortunately they've just not found any foothold in this map. And they're running out of contingency here. They're running out of wiggle room. And onic, I like they've pushed up a little bit further, that they're having a little bit of a nosy, hoping that Nemiga's over aggressive and peek this smoke, but actually plans elsewhere. They all peek out one by one. They go down as well, and now almost entirely a clear path. A little bit of a thorn in their back that they've realised now in the likes of onic, but they just press on forward. If you've got danger behind you, there's only one way to go, and they run directly into Nippy. They take him down. Now there's still more players waiting at the back of sight, but that smoke going down means that there is nothing Fleerax can do for backup. Flash comes out, and onic, it was going to be one way or the other. He was going to get killed from near or far, but wherever he was, it was death. And map point, series point here. Team Next Level, 9 in a row needed if they even want to consider overtime and a spot in Dallas in May.
Things are looking very, very tricky right now. Yeah, this is pretty much a do or die. You have to give it your all continuously throughout the remainder of this map. Not gonna be easy, and Nemiga just incredibly confident, going for this massive spray down in towards middle, and Nate to follow it up, and sure, it will do the trick again. onic will fall. And it's just very little that Team Next Level can do. There's a smoke. You can try and spray. Oh. Hold on.
Guys, back it up. Team Next Level's winning Dallas. Unfortunately, though, I think this is a bit of a difficult situation to be. The fact that so much damage through the smoke so early on as well. You hate to see it. And now they just clear towards a need to find a site. And actually, to be honest with you, they're still just keeping Team Next Level's attention in mid for now. That single Molotov has caused so much attention to be drawn, though. Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, one by one, the pieces start to fall. Khan, it's going to spot the elbow, I think, and it's going to be Leah that follows up with the kill. And now just all we left. He's on the right site, but he's about to be run over. Dogpile, and it's Khan that puts the final nail in the body. And that is going to be it. Unfortunately, Team Next Level, their run ends here. But Nemiga, they live to fight another day in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is the experience here where Nemiga definitely has a bit of an upper hand.